Better than yesterday. Well, good morning and welcome to week 2. I got up bright and early this morning so I could get as much of this climb done as possible before the sun hit me. I was up at 4:30, out by 5, walked a mile, filtered some water, climbed back up from that, and the sun's in my face at 5:45. So that plan didn't work. All right, so what's in store for today? We got 22 miles to Idlewild. 21 now. 6,000 feet of up, 4,000 feet of down. This is a hard day. Those stats are very reminiscent of the day we climbed Mount Micah on the Arizona Trail. And if you remember, that day kicked the shit out of me. So we're gonna hope that the month and a half of training I've had since then is gonna help. But it also appears that we're gonna be climbing the southeastern face of this mountain all day, which is exactly where the sun is. We've occasionally been getting these little 3 to 5 minute pockets of shade. I'm not in one right now. I am the shade. They've been great. It's so much easier to hike in the shade. Really glad I got up at 4:30 and hoping I can get as much done as possible before it gets too hot. Well, I had to stop at one last source for some water, which was quite the expedition. I felt bad. The comments on Far Out talked about how it was kind of an obscure path and pain to find and blah, blah, blah. So I just kind of walked over and started marching down the first thing I saw that looked like a path. And this girl who was there just started following me. I was not on the path, but we got the water. And then I sat around and ate half of my sandwich that I packed out from PBC yesterday. And drank 1.5 liters of water. Now I'm just walking along this absolutely stunning bridge. But it's steep downhill, so I'm gonna get off here now. Oh, there's no getting around it. The next hour of my life is gonna be pretty miserable. But at least it's pretty. Well, the harder half of the day is done. The hardest climbs, look at this. Oh, wild. Hardest climbs are behind me. I just now have 10 easier miles. And I'll be in Idlewild for my favorite things. Shower, a toilet, and hot food. And cold food. I'm really craving ice cream today. Can't imagine why. like a metallic hue to the dirt on my feet. Oh, I need a shower so bad. I'm pooped. I got 4.5 miles to water. I am tuckered out. A mile and a half to water. I just drank the last couple of drops I had. I wouldn't even call it a drink. So, we're just going to be really thirsty for the next mile and a half. However, it is, for the most part, just pretty easy downhill. Additionally, I have made the decision to increase my capacity to 3 liters in bottles, like I had on the AZT, because 2 liters just isn't cutting it. Flowing water is so lovely. All right, so found water, filtered a liter, drank it, filtered another liter, started walking. That liter's half gone now. I walked 2 miles, and now I'm on the Devil's Slide, Blue Blaze, Blue Line, Side Trail, whatever you want to call it. That is 2.5 miles long. I don't know why I thought it was a mile. Down to a trailhead where hopefully some kind stranger is going to be sitting around just waiting to give me a ride. Milkshake acquired. Now time to find my hotel. I can't decide what I want to eat, so I'm eating chips and Milano cookies. I'm drinking chocolate milk and a kombucha. There's just so much variety. Well, good morning. I am not back on trail yet, but I'm making my way. Remember that 2.5 mile Devil's Slide trail I had to go down to get into town? Well, that's how I'm starting today. Took 2 zeros, which was unnecessary as it turns out, because right before my shoes got delivered to me yesterday, they got returned to sender. Apparently, UPS can't deliver to the post office, but no one thought to check that until they were almost delivered to me. Luckily, the Outfitters in Idlewild did have 2 different pairs of size 14 shoes. Now, unfortunately, this climb is a bit of a butt kicker, so I'll bring you back when I'm back on the PCT. All right, so I finished the Devil's Slide Trail, which was 2.5 mile climb. And now I've got another 2 mile climb to the San Jacinto Peak Trail, which is then itself a 3-mile climb up to San Jacinto Peak. I started the day at like 6,300 feet, and San Jacinto Peak is just below 11,000. So it's a lot of elevation in the first 8 miles today. Well, I just looked to verify, and I am, as of right now, about 100 feet higher than I was on Miller Peak, which means that this is the highest I've ever hiked, which is awesome. I'm at like just shy of 9,600 feet right now. Whew. It is so pretty up here. You can just see, I mean, forever and ever. It's just gorgeous. We got like another 1,000 feet to go before the summit, and then hopefully we get some awesome 360s. I just came across a woman who was heading down from the summit and was only wearing a day pack, so I assume she hasn't camped up here, and she is already up and down for the day, which is a good pace. I asked her if she was local, and she said, no, I'm from San Diego, but I come up here every week to do this mountain because I'm prepping to go do Mount Whitney, which is the mountain I'll be doing in a month or so. She was probably in her 70s, and she's my favorite person I've met on this trail so far. Driving from San Diego up to San Jacinto to climb a 10,000 foot peak every week to prepare. It's the highest peak in the US, continental US at least. So she's awesome. I love her so much.
Glad I saw you on it in rocks. I wasn't about to come up here.
I know.
I was just gonna walk, and I'm like, saw them. I'm like, you know what? I'll go up.
Well, that was fun. There's a hut about a couple hundred yards before the summit where I ran into a bunch of hikers who were just hanging out and eating lunch, and so I joined them, and then we waited for more and more, and then when there was like 8 of us, we all just went up to the summit together. Just hung out up there for 10 or 15 minutes, and then now we're heading back down. But it is crazy. I promise you, none of the video that I took reflects how high in the air we are, or how high above everything else we are. It's just a really, really cool feeling to be up here, and I hadn't been doing that. I hadn't been stopping for cool things, so I think I'm gonna be slowing the pace down and going and seeing more fun things, taking more side quests, as it were. Well, I just finished the last meaningful bit of uphill for the day. And to be fair, for the next 20 miles. From the summit of Mount San Jacinto to the base, or the low point where we're gonna be. We're dropping from 10,600 feet down to 1,000. A 9,600 foot drop in 25 miles is a lot of downhill. Well, good morning. Today picks up where yesterday left off. Climbing down from Mount San Jacinto. I'm about 2 hours into the day, and it's been the exact same thing all day. Switchbacks, going down, in the sun. We actually got a little bit of a respite from the wind right now, which is nice. It's been windy most of the day. It was really windy last night. There was like 9 people at the camp spot I stayed at last night, which is a ton. I think I found a little bubble of a group that I got to hang out with yesterday, which was cool. Today, I have like 6 or 7 more miles to the city, town, something of Cabazon, and then I'm going to resupply, and then I think from there it's about 60 miles to Big Bear. It is a breezy walk heading towards I-10. Well, that lunch break worked out exceptionally well. As I got to the overpass, I ran into 3 other hikers. I'm gonna mess this up, I'm sure I am. I think it was Skyline, Katniss, and of course the one I can't mess up, another Sonic. I just called an Uber to go into town, asked if I wanted to tag along. I said absolutely. So we went in, did a resupply, went to Chipotle, which was great, and then came back to trail. Now, about this other Sonic and my identity crisis. She is like a foot shorter than me and hikes just as fast as I do. Additionally, she's had the name Sonic for about 15,000 miles, whereas I'm like 3,000. So she is more deserving of the name than I am, for the time being, the lesser Sonic. This canyon has been a tough climb. I do declare, this, ooh, big rattlesnake. Look at this. Hey, you. That thing got angry right after I turned the camera off. Anyway, back to my terrible joke. What I was trying to say was, despite the wind, I do believe that I have switched back upwards of 100 times today. Down and down and down. And then up that crazy cavern, not cavern, canyon, that's the one. That canyon was a nasty climb. And then we just went straight back down. Whew. Lots and lots of switchbacks. What a lovely day this ended up being. Not for any reason in particular. I was in kind of a funky mood this morning. Couldn't really think of anything to talk about, so I just didn't really record much this morning. Then I met up with everyone at that water fountain and went to town and got to hang out with people. And I'm telling you, that is 100% why I'm out here. Good morning. It is 5:15, and I am up and hiking because today I have 20 straight miles of uphill. Of course, it'll be on the south side of the mountain, so it'll be in the sun the whole time. But 7,000 feet of gain over the next 20 miles. Let's do this. Well, I just double checked. It is 8 miles of flood damage. And so far, in the hour or so that I've been in here, I've done about 1.5 miles. So it's going to be a very slow, annoying day. About 2.5 miles to go. So if this pace continues, it will have taken us 4 hours to go 8 miles. Well, we're out of the river, so that's good. Now it's just that pesky last, I don't know, 4,000 feet in the heat of the day. It got hot. Guess we're back in the wash. This is a tough day. We're heading into shade. Look at that. Well, what do you know? Now that we're out of Willow Creek, it has been great hiking. I stopped at the last water source for the day. It's a 16-mile carry. I'll probably be doing 6 or 7 of them tonight. Camping with the water that I have, and then I'll have 9 or 10 to do in the morning. So I'm hoping the 3 liters I'm carrying will do for that. I mean, I'm not hoping, they're gonna have to do for that. Yeah, it's been good. It's been a fun day. Met a whole bunch of people. Got to know Skyline and Ellen better. Brain froze at the weirdest time there. Now it's just kind of cruising on. There's supposed to be a cabin up here that it sounds like a lot of people are stopping at. I might stop and hang out just to hang out for a bit. I might stay the night. I might push on. Who knows? We'll see when I get there. It is so insanely pretty out here. Like, this is just gorgeous. I'm so glad I went through that climb. Not like I had an alternative, but still, as always, the juice was worth the squeeze. Well, this ended up turning into another breathtaking day. Breathtaking on the way up for physical exertion reasons, and now up here, I mean, it's just stunning, as always. So it's 2 more miles of casual downhill to that cabin. There could be people there already. And there's probably a dozen behind me that are trying to get there. Yikes. So then I'm gonna have another couple of miles of uphill. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? There's nothing like lying on a picnic table bench. Well, good morning. It is day 13, also the end of week 2. This week was a lot different than week 1, huh? Like the entire first week was just all about how fast I could hike and how far I could push myself. And then this week has been all about taking breaks and meeting people. And I'm gonna be honest, I like both. Stayed at that Cook Creek cabin last night. A bunch of the people pushed on. I think it was like 7 or 8 of us that ended up staying. Cowboy for the first time, which if you don't know, means I just kind of laid a piece of tie-back on the ground, slept on that under the stars. Well, under a pine tree, but same. It was a really nice night. So today, after this climb that I didn't want to do yesterday, which is why I stayed there, I think I got like 12 miles to the first water source, and then another 7 miles into Big Bear. Would you look how big this tree is? Like, I'm pretty big. And this thing is big. One more hour to Big Bear, and I can already taste the town food. Civilization. So I'm staying at this hostel, the Big Bear Hostel, and I mean, it's like, there's a big old kitchen. I'm doing laundry right now in there. Let me take you down to my room. And here's my room. That's my bed. And those are the other 4 beds that are empty because this was $80 for this entire room. I get a shower. That's cheaper than any hotel's ever gonna be. Well, I'm gonna take this opportunity to sign off for the week. Just had some really good Indian food. Now I'm about to go get a milkshake. And then I think tomorrow morning I am going to do all the rest of my chores. I'll do my grocery shopping and do a short day out tomorrow. It looks like it's gonna take me about 3.5 to 4 days to get to the next town, which I can, Wrightwood, there we go. But in the middle of that, I hit McDonald's, like the on-trail McDonald's. So that's gonna be awesome. But yeah, gonna sign off now for the week. And as always, just wanna say thank you guys so much. And hope you're enjoying.